Hey everybody, welcome back to the Town of Crispy Bacon. My name's APH, and let's jump right in with placing down some farms for blueberries. Now, we are at the cusp of getting our colonization, and what that's going to entail is, well, we're going to have the possibility of actually going somewhere else. So, something that was brought up on the actual last episode was maybe it's time that we expand our city outside of the Savanna area now that we have got colonization. And I'm thinking that that's a valid point. Whether we actually move via colonization or we move our colony, we expand our colony, is kind of the same effect. And so as we plop these down, let's check our cards real quick and set them to blueberries before I actually forget. We'll kind of talk about what the move would look like, because I think there's two different moves that's going to happen in probably the next episode. Well, one of the two moves will happen in the next episode where we either expand this colony out to the north into the forest, or we expand our colony over to the east into this area right here, because right here we've got raw coffee, we've got cocoa, we've got tulips, and we've got cannabis. This area for a colony, specifically for farming, would be amazing. And if we look at our actual town center, this whole area is within the distance that we could claim, which again gets us the cannabis, gets us cotton for the future, gets us cocoa, and gets us grape. Whether we place a colony over here or we expand and include this in our territory for our main city is kind of the same thing. And we're looking this way, we're probably to the edge. Yeah, we can still claim a little bit, but we're probably to that edge where we're not going to be able to claim too much further down. But for this episode, this area is kind of the focus, as I'm thinking food might be starting to level off again. And to help with happiness, I was thinking, well, getting back into the upgrade tree, we need to get enough blueberries to unlock pumpkins. And once we unlock pumpkins, we can go for all you can eat. Because at least this run, Happy Bread Day is off the chart, as we've decided to avoid getting bread. Now, that will affect our food happiness quite a bit. Job happiness is probably going to continue to be a struggle. And entertainment, well, we kind of locked ourselves in the way we're building our city. Let's go ahead and check our cards real quick and see if we can get, well, a market for in here, as well as a few other odds and ends. Let's go ahead and pass on everything in there. We'll take that card removal. I have a idea of what to do with that. There's our market. We could probably use the charcoal, and we can definitely use the scholar. Let's drop down our market down here. And we're going to go ahead and show tech. And now what I'm thinking is that got us colonization. We probably need to go back for quick build so we can get sand and glass work. And then we need to go in the upgrade tree and pick up some odds and ends that we haven't got so far, just because we've been focusing on other things. All right, let's remove a card. I'm thinking iron smelter. I don't think we need to see that ever again, because the next time we're going to need iron, we'll probably be in the industrial age. Now, pig farms. We can plop one right here. This area looks good. And we can probably start working on this block right here now. So let's go ahead and plop this one out. Only a little bit left of what's there. And just like ants there, it looks like they're already starting to nab that. Stone is in a good spot, so we can continue our upgrade of roads, which is going to be very important. And speaking of that, let's upgrade our road coming from our actual mines, because, well, the ants have to move everything somehow, so might as well increase the production away from the mine where the stone's coming from. So we'll just quickly upgrade this block right here. That's a little bit better. We're not far from the end of this series. As we're getting into colonization, we're probably going to be in the industrial age within the next episode or two. Looking to the next series, I've had 2 different challenges. Let me get back to the tech tree. Click on quick build, for some reason didn't take, and grab sand mine. I've had 2 different challenges. One is in the tundra with the very cold start condition and very wet, which is it's supposed to be the extreme. The other is a no trade condition in the jungle where you take no traders the entire game because, well, in the jungle itself, you're gonna have to get medicines and tools early game. And again, both of these would be Deity difficulty. So just kind of a thought for the future as, you know, as we're getting close to the end of this game. Said probably another, we're definitely past the halfway mark. We probably have 3 or 4 episodes left until we're at a point where we can say, all right, ranches really are sustainable. I mean, here we are, 350 population, and the majority of our food is still coming from pork. Let's grab whatever cards we need. Again, we want that scholar's office. It's time that we start making wild cards as well as sustainability cards to start maintaining our production a little bit better. We'll grab that charcoal and we're looking for a paper mill. Now, nothing in here worthwhile. We can grab the library and plop it down right here. The other thing that we need is we need that medicine maker. So let's plop our coal down first. And I'm thinking something like, well, let's actually do this with roads so that it's a little bit better. We're going to place a plaza in here is what I'm thinking. And so we'll just kind of set this here where we're going to build our charcoal there. It's kind of a reminder, and let's grab the library, the medicine maker, because I think medicine is starting to get caught up because we don't have our 1,000 med. I think tools were okay on. Let's go ahead and pass on that. Nothing in here worthwhile. We could take the market for our next hub. Yeah, we'll wait. All right. On to the glass smelter. The glassworks, that is. This is going to be pretty important. This is going to be another tier 2 luxury. We're not quite keeping up on vodka yet, and, well, clothes we're good with, so I need to keep expanding those luxuries to get our luxury happiness up. We do want the sand mine, but we have to actually get a card down first. Let's place our medicine maker. We'll go... yeah, we'll go right next to it. That way we get industrial adjacency. And before we take our card, let's place our library down. Then we can take our glass smelter and our sand mine. Because I think we have enough room in here to actually place the sand mine. And we probably want it. We probably want it this way. And then we can get our glass smelter down here. And then we don't have to worry about the production of glass, which is amazing. And now we're kind of locked with this as to actually expanding any further, which is what actually was bringing me to the talk of expansion at the start, is in order to get the things we need, which includes the actual scholar's office, we have to make a change. And the reason for that is, well, wood itself, we're purchasing, this past year it was 1,200. And at a little over 7, gold per, that's over 10. It's close to 10,000 worth of just wood that we're buying. So even though our income is high enough right now, we're gonna hit a point where we are purchasing too much wood to make this sustainable. And there's a few ways of getting around it. One, we we go super heavy into sustainability cards in everything, which would require us to have an enormous amount of paper that we'd have to buy, or we go into a colony to actually produce it. But if we go into a colony to produce it, then we'd be able to use our paper mills to produce paper that we could make into other more valuable cards. So we're kind of landlocked with, do we use it for one thing or do we use it for the other? And the answer is, well, we probably need to use our actual cart. Well, we need to use our colony to produce paper is what we need to do. We need wood and we need some luxuries. Long story short, let's get our actual glass smelter down. Part of me wants to place it over here, but I think a hauler can actually bring it in here. Let's try to get it far enough away that it's not angering our people. And let's get a warehouse down for it. Now, I've seen some things about how to make houses more efficiency with appeal. Because right now, a lot of these have low appeal, and as a result, our actual housing is low. And what I've been seeing is you can actually, with the appeal overlay, which I know, I just ignore it because I usually go a different route. I usually go with the shrubbery, the cypress, the flower beds. I usually go with actual decorations to get the appeal back. I've seen where people have been starting the game with housing happiness 100% from day one. And they really focus their town instead of around around hubs like this. Like they'll place houses only in these green areas where appeal is high. And that's something that I want to incorporate probably into the next playthrough. Let's go ahead and, well, this is what I get for talking for 4 minutes. I go through all my cards. Let's sell that because we don't have the scholar's office down yet, so we can't get wild cards. Looks like blueberries are starting to come in. I need a granary. Let's go ahead and take the free reroll. And again, nothing really worthwhile in there. But I think we're going to grab that scholar's office just to start piling them up. Let's check on our vodka, see if they're both done, which they are. And how much stone do we have? We have 340. So we could get to where they require less potatoes by improving the fermentation, or we can go for filtration, which is extra productivity. I'm going to say let's upgrade them both to better fermentation so that the potato requirements is less. And then the next time we have a big run on stone, we'll do the filtration. This route's starting to actually produce enough potatoes that we've got potatoes, year round, which is good. This is how we actually build up our food happiness. Each one of these attributes just a little bit into food happiness. So, mushrooms contributes. The blueberries will actually push our food happiness up. It will probably, let's see, we're currently at 88% for food happiness. Just the blueberry harvest will probably up us to about 90%. And then the next one we do after, which will in theory be melons, should push us up a little bit higher. And if we can find an area with high fertility, we'll look at placing down probably cabbage, something like that requires high fertility. All right, nothing in here worthwhile. Let's go ahead and take that free reroll. Again, nothing really. Part of me says I should place down the windmill. Part of me says it's not worthwhile. Let's pass on it. Let's we got the glass works, so we can start making our actual glassware from the glass once glass gets up and going. Budget adjustment might help our job happiness. Not sure that it's effective right now. Well, we do have some money. We're not at level 6 houses yet, so we can't do that. We have to get more luxuries. And probably the easiest one for us to get would be magic mushrooms, but we need 8 more houses for that. Let's take the glasswork and let's start looking at things in here that we need. Oh, our blueberries are starting to come in. So in the next episode, whenever we move, wherever we go, we're going to take forestry technology and we're going to try to get this all the way up to 10 for this simple fact of it's a 50% bonus altogether. And then we've been relying heavily on farming to actually get some of the things, like as we got our blueberries here. And we're seeing that a lot of the bonuses are actually from, the different things that come along. So even though it's only got 30% base, the adjacency gives it 20%, the building combo gives it 15%, the farming breakthrough upgrade is 20%. We get our farming technology up, it's another 30%. So it placed that at 115. Then we put a granary there, and that 115 actually is in a place where we're like, 115 plus 25, so 140%. And then if we go for water management, we're at 148% off something that has a base efficiency of only 30. Let's grab that forestry technology and close out all of this. And that's kind of how the different things play out in this game. I mean, 30% fertility, and this one has almost produced 70 this year. And that's without a granary and without the bonus from a windmill. All right, let's again, they're so early game that they just go through. Let's get that next forestry. And let's see if we get a granary in the cards. Part of me wants that beekeeper. Let's grab that charcoal burner, as it looks like charcoal. Well, we're sustaining. And let's get let's cancel that. Let's place down this charcoal burner kind of over here with our other one. And we're at our 2,000, and I think it's time to go ahead and, so we only used just shy of 700, but I really think we need to upgrade this to 4,000. And we're using probably so little because we are in the actual desert, which is something that I didn't quite realize, which means a lot of this wood that we're using it in other things, probably the mushrooms, if we're not going through that much coal. Interesting. Let's upgrade this. Let's go ahead and grab that next forestry technology. And looks like our glass is about to be produced. Our sand mine up here should be. So let's get this improved. We don't have the bricks yet. Man, we're going through the bricks as quick as we can get them. And it looks like our clay works are not actually producing. They need glass. Let's upgrade this one. So this will actually help with the needs, because once we upgrade our clay pit, the actual potter should maintain a little bit better. Again, this goes back to we either need sustainability to make things work, or we need to expand into other areas, because trade is off the wall. It's going to kill us. All right, let's take a look at the cards. Let's take that hauling service, because, we're finding how amazing they are. And let's grab that archive so we can archive a few things. We'll come back for the pig in a minute. Let's put our archive with our block here. And that will allow us to store the glass smelter and the scholar's office in the vodka for the moment. As well as we might as well store the windmill. And I forgot that I had a medicine maker in here. This is why I don't normally use the archive, is, my mind's kind of like a sponge. One minute it's I'm like, ooh, and the next moment I'm like, what were we talking about? And let's change this medicine maker over to mushroom extract, and we want to probably upgrade this to 2,000 as well. We've got some paper, so we'll upgrade what we can upgrade, and we've got a little bit of wood. That actually pushes it quite a ways. I think we only have one more in the forestry technology, and then this part, the first probably 2 rows, are pretty well done. 30% to quarries. Well, you know what? It will be, I was going to say, it's going to be an instantaneous thing. 30% production for mines if you have a blacksmith. Could be interesting. 30% production to all iron smelters with adjacency. I don't think that's important. Yeah, we'll finish forestry, and I think this row pretty much is done. I do like homebrew and I do like beer tax. I just don't think that they're this useful in this playthrough. Something in here that I'm completely looking at and not seeing. We might want desert pilgrimage. I guess these don't technically count as desert houses, so that won't be necessary. Let's close that out. So this area is pretty well set. We probably need a warehouse here, and something I didn't really focus on this series that's actually very important is, other than my markets, I never actually optimized the storehouses the way that I should have, and that's probably a tip or trick that I'll probably have to make a tips and trick video for Deity of the things that I found. Optimizing your storage actually goes a long way in making sure that your food production kind of goes to where you want it to, and your other production goes to where you want it to. Let's grab that pig ranch so we can change over another one, and we'll take the logistics office, and I'm going to show you what we're going to do with that logistics office, because this is going to be something that I didn't quite think of before. We'll take that paper maker, see if we can get it down, and we'll get that granary. Again, another paper maker. I don't think we can get them down, but I at least want them. Nothing too useful in here. Let's go ahead and take that free reroll. And let's go ahead and leave it there. I might want another logistics, and I'm gonna show you what we're gonna look at for that. So I'm gonna place a storage right here, and it's going to be for something very specific. So I'm gonna go ahead and manage it, disallow all, and I'm gonna set this for steel tools. And I want an area over here for steel tools. So let's go ahead and manage this. And again, just disallow all steel tools. And we want one over here somewhere. We could probably finally get rid of this and kind of play into what we want. So let's disallow all. We'll build probably 2 barns here in total and kind of shift everything a little bit. Let's go ahead and, yep, we already disallowed all on this. So let's go ahead and delete this out, place a barn here. We'll go ahead and place a warehouse, a storage right here. And again, this one, we're going to go ahead and disallow all but steel tools. If we go over here to where our steel tools are located, looks like this one right here, which we have 1,000 of. What we're going to do is we're going to get a logistics office within range of that. We're going to prioritize it because, well, it looks like one was already here, but we want to prioritize this because I want to show you what we're going to do with it. And we're going to try something different to see if this actually helps, because a lot of what our people are doing is they're going places to get the things we need. So by placing wood storage over here, we can maintain our mushrooms so they don't have to go very far. So let me kind of show you what I mean. We'll put a road here, and we'll place a barn, a warehouse right here, and we're going to set it only to wood. And again, we want it close enough to our facilities here that it can kind of do what it needs to do. What we'll do is we'll use the hauling service once it builds to move everything around. So we'll give that a minute to build, and then we'll show you what we're doing. Looks like food is maintaining. So we're in kind of a good shape. Now, this is something that I have never actually messed with a lot. And I haven't messed with this a lot for a few reasons. One, I think it's a little bit wonky. So we'll go ahead and set this up to steel tools. And we'll set a delivery. And what I wish is, I wish we could actually have more than one delivery. But I think we can only set it for one. And what it will do is it will move these tools across. And once our tools are moved, instead of people having to go all the way over here to this warehouse to get them, they'll be able to go to this storage right here to get them. This is a trial. I don't know how well this is going to work. And it may mean that in order to make this like really work, we might have to set up a couple of different storages. And yeah, look at that. We have 100 tools right there. So I kind of see like a few different ways that this could be good, as well as I kind of wonder, you know, it's going to centralize the trade for us. And it could be micromanaged. Yeah, like it's like that immediately they're pulling. So they're basically subsidizing this market by putting laborers moving tools. And since it's centralized in between these two markets, it should feed both markets. It's my thought. Not sure how well that's actually going to work. Yeah, just as quick as we did that, another one came over. What I kind of wish is this storage right here. I wish what we could do in the management screen is actually set it to where we could have so many stacks for steel tools so that we could potentially say, all right, 25% of this warehouse steel tools, 25% of this warehouse something else. It'd be a lot of micromanagement, but at the same time, it would take care of this right here where we have to set up a very small area for what we want. And I think that this is probably a little too low, so we might adjust that a little bit higher, make it maybe a 2x2 instead of just a 1x in the future. But I think we're going to start using logistics to move around things, like when we bring in wood, we'll set the actual logistics office just to send wood where we want it. And when we bring in things like our luxuries, what we're going to do is try to send them to their respectable town halls. Something that I'm kind of taking forward into the next gameplay. All right, this area has came together. It looks like they're still kind of building. It looks like we have our first glass of the playthrough, and let's go ahead and get our next luxury by pulling out the actual glass works and getting it down. All right, let's sell that wild card because we didn't earn it the right way. And yeah, it's going to have to be up here. We do have some homeless people, and well, we're not ready to expand quite yet. Kind of waffled about a topic too long. Let's delete out this guy and sell that sheep yard and place down the pig ranch. And we've got quite a bit of points because of the fact that we were talking. But pumpkins is ready. Let's go ahead and get that. Let's go back and get the farming technologies we can get. And we're probably going to look at now. Oh, we'll drop our granary. We talked about it. We just need to actually drop it. And now we're going to probably look at a block of farms in here for doing our next round, which will be pumpkins. Blueberries. Again, it was a very low harvest. It was only 600 and some, but it gets us that food source. And this storage is in a bad spot because we're going to make this farms up here. 24%. Ooh. Okay, this is getting into the deep desert. Maybe we won't look at making that farm. So let's look back over this way and see about making this into our next farming area, because at least we're 30% here. Yeah, 29% seems like about the best that I'm getting in the desert. Probably want to... Well, let's see what we can do because of our actual design here. Might have to just make an adjustment where our production here, because I don't want to move those. Let's grab our next farming technology as we kind of build this out. Yeah, we'll stay with just this right here. We'll need a granary for in the middle. I don't think we need anything from this run. We'll watch the logistics and see how we like that. As I said, this is a trial base with that. So let's go ahead and pass on everything in there. Another pig, that will get us our last pig that we need, and then we should be onto something else. Yeah, we'll take the granary. I was going to say we want one more medicine maker, but I think we have one in the archive. Let's go ahead and get our granary down. Let's place roads first. So I'm notorious at placing things in the wrong spot. And what we'll probably do is, it looks like stone's starting to maintain again, so we'll probably look at... All right, what we talked about was getting the filtration, and it was enough for one, not enough for both. So we only need a few more to get the other one. And then we'll look at the 15% from the vodka town. Let's drop our granary here where it belongs. Yeah, right there. And let's do some dirt roads around it. We can actually build inner city roads and just pay cash for it. But part of me says that it's kind of cheap doing that. Let's go ahead and set these over to melon. Pumpkin, not melon. Melon will be next. Once these build, we'll take a look and see how it kind of plays out in the fertility now that we've got the farming technology that we do. Actually, we could look next door. And again, they're only at 130%. Interesting. Let me look at the ones down here and see if they're the same. All right, so these ones are at 131. Again, they have pretty much the same bonuses with the same base fertility. I'm not sure what I'm missing there. Okay, this one's got the same. We have one in here that's different, or it just hadn't updated for some reason. Let's go ahead and fix that, and this should be the last of the farm. Well, all right, we have one more after that. We're starting to get glass, and we're starting to get brick. I'm thinking the cathedral is probably the next episode. Let's get our next pig ranch down. Yeah, we've got 2 more to go. And we'll just kind of plop that way. Interesting. This granary is not full. And this one is not. They must be eating a lot more in this. Well, all right, that makes sense because this probably isn't producing as much food. So this town hall's probably actually taking it. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, these are okay. Let's check our cards real quick and sell our sheep before we accidentally place it down thinking it's a pig. Yep, all of that's good. We're not ready for another glass smelter. Vodka, I think is... Yeah, vodka's maintaining. And hey, we have glassware. Now, if we have glassware, does that mean we have one level 6 house? We're on the path. We're on the path. All right, let's go ahead and pass on that. Part of me says we still need those windmills. I am on the fence about that. Probably everything in this row is probably pretty good. And yep, we just got the notification, our first level 6 house, and it looks like it's right here. Stone is in a rough shape. We could upgrade some houses, and keeps wanting to stop around that 300. Let's make sure we didn't. We did. All right. Some reason I thought we upped this, but maybe I thought to do it and never actually did. And we've got glass, so let's go ahead and upgrade this to the new era. And so we had this on conserve resources, and I thought that the episode that we switched it to normal, we talked about that. Now, with the amount of glass we have, let's find one of our fungus farms and see what moving it into the Enlightenment Age does for the amount of actual, wood to mushrooms we have. Because right now it's one wood to 44, and if this goes up a wood, but the production doesn't go up responsibly, it's not going to be worth it. Okay, 1 to 52 was 2 sustainability. So it's still maintaining that. So that does answer that question. We want sustainability books in there for the moment. And we are we're at 6,000. Part of me is wondering if it's the situation with wood that we're just not maintaining enough wood. Let's go ahead and move this into the industrial age, and let's boost this to 1,000. And we'll have to find our other trader that's trading wood, and I believe it's over here, and kind of set him up the same way. He's only at a 300. Let's do the same. Just let's pause it apparently and set it to 1,000. Go ahead and move him into the industrial ages, or the Enlightenment Age as well, and unpause it. See if that brings in more. We've got our storage up here, which I'm not sure is a good idea. And okay, we're at the iron bars. That's why this guy stopped. I don't need to upgrade those right now. We have glass. We should probably move our blacksmith into the Enlightenment Age. And I didn't see what the conversion was. I should have paid attention to that. Okay, next will be concrete for them. How are we sitting on wool? So we're down to 3,300 wool per season. I think we're ready to start selling off some of these. Let's grab that last farming technology. And I think that we're in a pretty good, spot where this is our cutoff, and we're just in this row now. Yeah, I'm thinking that that's a good spot. Let's go ahead and... This one's exporting wool. This one's doing tulips. Let's switch this one over to importing tulips. Apparently I've got to stop it in time in order to make it work. Now it looks like we're going through 700 a year. See, between tulips and wood, this is where we're spending all of our money on. If we can take care of one of them, the other one should be okay to buy. If we're going through 700 a year, we should probably set our limit to 700. Go ahead and do all the upgrades we can. We'll go ahead and upgrade this one. Again, it moves our trade fee down, which is what we're kind of looking for, and we can get rid of this one right here. And we'll go ahead and sell that trade company off. We're down to We're still selling leather, which we're going to have to sell unless we put a tailor to doing leather instead of wool. But I think we're at a place where we can sell off these two and see if these ones can maintain. I think that's the right route. We're amazing on labors, which tells me we're probably about ready for that actual expansion in the next episode into a new colony. We're getting into level 6 people, so we're getting ready for the industrial age. We kind of touched on our expansion. I'd like to thank you guys for joining. Hey, if you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, leave a comment. They really help me out. It's been really enlightening reaching out to some of you guys. Join the Discord because, hey, we can move the discussion over there as well as kind of talk about future plays. And we'll see you in the next episode.